I know I've posted several penny hunt videos lately, but it's because I have a lot of penny boxes or bags, and I've had a hard time getting circulated nickels, dimes, and quarters. That being said, stay tuned for another penny hunt and fill episode number 114, and it's going to be box number 211 plus a bonus. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Rob Finds Treasure, and we have another penny hunt and fill episode for you today. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what the bonus box is, and I'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to make mention that I got this box in the mail from a subscriber, and it's from Chicago. So I'm hoping we get a lot of Philadelphia minted coins in here. Maybe we can find another variety, because I have found a variety in my last two penny hunts. Now, if you're new to the channel or new to the series, I always have the playlist starting at the very first box, linked both down below as well as pinned up here if you'd like to watch for your convenience. That being said, I'm going to slide this book out of the way and we're going to get right to the hunt. I do want to make mention of why I'm bringing this box in as a bonus box and only calling it 211 as well. It's because I noticed when I picked it up, it was mostly uncirculated, but there were about 4 or 5 copper cent, or at least circulated cent enders, and one of the enders is a wheat cent. Hopefully you can see it. So because it has a wheat cent ender and a couple of other circulated enders, I think 4 or 5, we're going to go ahead and add it as a bonus box, but not call it a box, because there's no way that this is going to have full circulated rolls, and it wouldn't be fair to count it as a box since the majority of it's going to be uncirculated cents. But I'm going to add it as a bonus box to the hunt, and if for some reason when we open it we notice there's a lot more circulated enders and a lot more circulated enders in the rolls, then I'll update the box total to 212. All right, as far as the first box, again, it's from Chicago. Now, I believe it was sealed in transit, but it popped during shipment processes. But either way, I took a quick peek to see if we had circulated ones anyway, and we do. Looks like there's a lot of copper coins based on the end coins, and I even see a couple of Canadian cent enders. So we're probably gonna have our fair share of Canadian coins. And obviously, for those wondering, I have been keeping all of the Canadian cents separated in a separate bag ever since we finished the 100th episode. So this will be the 14th episode that I've been keeping all the Canadian cents separated, because maybe towards the end of this Hunt and Fill series, we'll go ahead and start plugging in a Canadian album to see how far along we got. I've talked long enough. Let's go ahead and start cracking into rolls. Of course, this one's already cracked a little bit from transit, but I'll bring you guys in on my first find, and hopefully we have a lot of goodies in this Chicago penny box. Very first roll, about 20 coins in, and we already have our first wheat cent. First wheat cent is a 30s wheat cent to boot, but too bad it's just a 1938 Philadelphia. That is a good start. It's been tough for me finding 30s and earlier wheat cents lately, and we got one. Could be a good box. We're on roll number 5, and I have found a rare penny. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. I see a proof strike 2009 Professional Life Lincoln commemorative cent, and if I recall, this should be copper. This should not only be a proof strike, it should be copper. So let's go ahead and weigh that bad boy up. And it is copper. I can't exactly remember the right mintage on these, but I believe it's under 3 million. I think the 2009 S copper struck Professional Life Lincoln cent only has less than 3 million minted, and we have found these before, and I will take it. Yeah, it's in circulated condition, but that's a dandy of a find. And for those that don't know, the Lincoln cents were stopped being composed of copper in 1982. In 1982, they had some copper and some zinc cents, and it's just nice to see a copper struck modern Lincoln cent, let alone an 09S proof one. Anyway, I'm excited. That's a good find. It's not worth much in this condition. I mean, obviously, if it was in great condition, it'd be worth $4 or $5. But in this condition, it's probably just worth a little bit over face. Either way, that's a good find, a nice miscellaneous find. Let's get back to the hunt. Roll number 10. Wheat cent number 2 is reverse facing, and our second wheat cent is a 1946 Denver. And since I have here and I can already see it, our first Canadian, believe it or not, is going to be a King George VI. King George VI, 1948. An oldie and a goodie. It's actually in decent shape, so we'll add that to the Canadian section. First one after 10 rolls, it's an oldie, 2 wheat cents, and that copper modern proof cent. Can't get mad at that. Same roll, just a few coins later, and we have another wheat cent, and it's going to be a 1935, and I think that's just damage. Yeah, 1935, Philadelphia, 3 wheat cents now, 2 from the 30s. Roll 17, wheat cent number 4, just a common 1944, Philadelphia. Roll number 19, wheat cent number 5, a damaged, cleaned wheat cent. And it's a 1956 Denver. Roll number 26, wheat cent number 6, a 55 Denver. Roll number 27, wheat cent number 7, a 1946 Philadelphia. Roll number 30 is going to give us wheat cent number 8. Unfortunately, it's our third from 1946. Roll number 31. Wheat cent number 9 is another one from the 40s, this time a 1945 Philadelphia. We're on roll number 33 of the first box, and we have made it to double-digit wheat cents. This is number 10, and that's a 57 Denver. Roll 34. Wheat cent 11 is going to be another 1944 Philadelphia. Roll number 36. We now have 12 wheat cents. Probably another one from the 40s or 50s. And it is 1956 Denver.
What are you doing?
Preparing for my 13th wheat cent.
With an apron?
It's a baker's dozen, Charlani. Roll number 42. We've got a baker's dozen. Wheat cent number 13 is going to be yet another 1946 Philadelphia. Roll number 43. Wheat cent number 14. And that's going to be a 1952 Denver. Roll number 45. Wheat cent number 15 is going to be a 1958 Denver. Last year wheat cent. Roll 46. Box is still giving us finds. We now have wheat cent number 16. Hopefully it's older. And it's not. Just another 1945 Philly. Well, we're going to finish that Chicago penny box with 16 total wheat cents. 2 in the 30s, a 35 and a 38, which I'll take, but I don't think we have anything for the book. Luckily, we have the backup box, the bonus box. We'll get to that in a second. We also found that copper proof set. Can't get mad at that. We had 4 Canadians, a laureate portrait from 1963, an old King George VI from 1948, a couple of more modern ones. We had 859s, 2 kind of nice copper cents, a 61p and a 70s. It does have a spot on it, but it's a nice looking coin. And then 169s. The copper in that one box was heavy. 4 pounds, 6 ounces. Crazy. Probably about 4.5 pounds if I added all the copper to the cup. That being said, that box is done. I'm going to crack open the second box here. This is the uncirculated box that had a few enders. One of them is a wheat set, so we know we have at least 17 Wheaties. And this might be a quick box if there's nothing but circulated ends. We'll have to take a look. Yeah. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on this side, and I think 4 or 5 on the other side. So it's mostly going to be uncirculated. That being said, I will bring you in when I have a find and when I get to that wheat cent ender roll as well. I'll see you guys hopefully pretty soon, but if not, we'll see you later. I just noticed that I got this from one of my local banks, and when I cracked open the first roll, they're Philadelphias. 2022 Philadelphias. I don't normally get full rolls of 2022 Philadelphias. So I'm going to spot check some of these rolls, but man, I may not want to crack open every roll. And of course, the one I did crack open is all uncirculated, but based on the ends, I would imagine these aren't all full rolls, although that one was. Well, we're on roll number 3 of this uncirculated box, but that's the wheat cent ender. Let me crack into it and see what year it is. Just cracked into it, and we actually have a full circulated roll. So I'm wondering if some of these other enders are full circulated rolls and all of these ends are uncirculated, because so far we've only had a couple of rolls of fully uncirculated 2022 Phillies that I haven't seen the die clash or the doubled ear on. So we'll have to see. Anyway, let me crack into this, get the wheat cent out. We'll take a look at the date. Wheat cent 17, that end coin, 1944 Philadelphia. I've decided to make an executive decision. All the rolls I've opened up so far that had a uncirculated ender on both sides, have been fully uncirculated rolls. These rolls right here, all 13 of these, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, plus the one I opened, have one or both ends that are circulated. So we're just gonna hunt those, and I'll save these for another video because I wanna take my time looking for all the different little minor die chips, die cracks, and doubling on some of the 2022 Ps that are out there. And I wanna take my time and not rush on this hunt. So this will be done later. Let me hunt these 13 rolls or 12 that are remaining. I'll add it to the board, bring in on the finds, and then we'll do a wrap up of the hunt. Third roll of box 2 of the 13 we're doing. So this will be number 53 of the hunt. And we have another ender. So another wheat cent. I think it's a 1950. Could be a Philly. Let me confirm it and I'll bring it back in a second. Yes, sir. Wheat cent 18 is going to be a 1950 Philly. And when I splash the roll out, I think I see another wheat cent poking out. So that's crazy. We only have 13 circulated rolls. That's a 57D. 13 circulated rolls in this box. There's been 2 enders and 3 wheat cents already. Now we have 19 for the hunt. Roll 58 out of 63 is going to give us a tough wheat cent that we already have, but it took us a while to find this one. A 1938 San Francisco. Man, where were you 100 boxes ago, brother? We'll take it though. Third from the 30s and our 20th wheat cent overall. Well, we finished those bonus 13 rolls from that second box, and you know what? It did pretty good. We found 4 more wheat cents for a total of 20, and we found that tougher date 1938S. You guys have already seen the other finds, but we did add a Canadian, a 1972. We did add a few more 1959s for a total of 10. We added a couple of nice copper cents, a 71D and a 72D, which I'll take. No more 69s. And believe it or not, just enough copper in that last 13 rolls to get us to 5 pounds. Technically, it's 4 pounds, 15.8 ounces, but we'll call it 5 pounds. I know we don't have any additions, but maybe we have an upgrade. We'll have to see. Let me compare the finds to the book, and I'll be back with a look at the book and some final thoughts on the hunt. Well, I've compared the finds to the book, and unfortunately, I couldn't make a case for any upgrades and no additions. So now after 211 boxes, even though we're stuck at 205 out of 234 cents, we had some cool finds and we added some more Canadian cents to my ongoing Canadian cent bag. Plus, we've got some 2022 Philly pennies that we can hunt later on. I know it wasn't an epic couple of boxes or 1 box plus, but still a fun one for me to hunt. And I know I've posted a lot of penny hunt and fill videos lately, and I'll get back to my other content here shortly. I just wanted to get through some of these extra pennies that I have in stock. If you enjoyed this hunt, I'd appreciate the thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.